Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really digging into the life, the impact of Sheikh Hasina. She's Bangladesh's longest-serving prime minister, a major figure in South Asia.
Absolutely. A really significant leader.
And our mission, like always, is to take the sources we have and just pull out the key insights, give you a shortcut to understanding her whole journey, her legacy, which is pretty complex.
It really is.
So, get ready. We're exploring the story of someone whose life was just completely shaped by, well, tragedy, political chaos. She's the daughter of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman.
Founding father of Bangladesh.
Exactly. So to really get Sheikh Hasina, you've got to start at the beginning. She was born September 28, 1947, Tungapara, Gopalganj. And her life, right from the start, was just deeply tied into Bangladesh's fight for independence, all the sacrifice involved.
And that connection, that foundational link to the nation's birth makes the 1975 tragedy just so pivotal.
Right.
She was out of the country, and her father, her mother, almost her whole family, they were assassinated in a military coup. Brutal. Our research really underscores how that moment just changed everything for her. It basically set her on this mission.
Can you even imagine the sheer weight of that, personally, politically?
Especially for someone who would later lead the country. I mean, it's a trauma that you see echoing throughout her entire career, really.
It's incredible. Dealing with that loss, then years in exile, and then choosing to go back, to step into that same political world.
It took immense resolve.
And she did it. 1981, she returns to Bangladesh, gets elected leader of the Awami League, her father's party.
Taking up his vision, essentially.
His unfinished vision, a democratic, sovereign, progressive Bangladesh. But think about the courage that took.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's unpack this. She faced arrests, right? More political exile.
Military dictatorships were still a reality then.
And constant threats. Threats to her life. But the sources are clear. She just never gave up.
That determination, it definitely led somewhere. She first became prime minister in 1996.
Her first term, right?
Yeah. And during that time, she really focused on some key areas. Food security was big. Education. Women's empowerment.
And the peace deal.
Crucially, yes. Peace in the Chittagong Hill Tracts. That ended a really long-running insurgency in the southeast.
Then she was out of power for a bit.
Briefly, yes. Before making a major comeback in 2009. And since then, well, it's been 3 consecutive terms.
Which makes her one of the longest-serving female heads of government anywhere, actually.
It's quite a tenure.
And what really marks that period since 2009 is just the speed of change in Bangladesh. It's quite striking.
You see it in the numbers. Rapid economic growth, for instance.
Huge expansion in education, healthcare, and getting electricity to almost everyone. That's transformative.
It really is, especially when you think about where the country started, the challenges it faced.
And this change, it has symbols, right? These massive mega projects.
Definitely. The Padma Bridge is a huge one, that massive road-rail bridge.
And the metro rail in Dhaka.
Yeah, things you can physically see changing the landscape. And globally, too, Bangladesh started getting noticed more under her leadership.
For what specifically?
Climate leadership comes up often, and women's rights advancements, too.
What's really fascinating, I think, is this idea of a digital Bangladesh. That seems to be a constant theme.
It's more than just a slogan, definitely. It's been a core policy, really driving modernization, getting technology out there.
So these big projects, these policies, they've actually reshaped daily life for millions, haven't they?
Undeniably. Changed how people live, work, connect. Really fundamental shifts.
Okay, but with that kind of long-term power, that kind of major change, well, it's never simple, is it?
No powerful leader escapes criticism.
Yeah.
Challenges always come up.
And the sources do mention criticisms against her government.
They do, yes.
Yeah.
And it's important we look at those. Concerns about media control, some censorship issues.
What else?
The targeting of political opponents is mentioned, broader human rights concerns, and this idea of power becoming quite centralized.
So how do the sources kind of frame the debate around this? It sounds like 2 very different perspectives.
Pretty much. You have supporters saying, look, these steps were maybe necessary, to keep things stable, keep the development going.
Right. Stability versus...
Versus the critics, who call it authoritarian. They argue it comes at the expense of, well, democratic freedoms.
It really raises that big question, doesn't it? For any developing nation, really. How do you balance stability and growth with individual freedoms? It's a tough one.
It's a fundamental tension in politics, especially during periods of rapid change.
So when we kind of pull all this together, her legacy, What does it look like? It seems really complex.
Multifaceted is the word, I think. For millions, she's absolutely the mother of development, the Iron Lady.
Someone who made Bangladesh, well, aim higher, achieve more.
Exactly. That narrative of progress is very strong.
But then there's the other side.
Yes. Other views suggest that for the legacy to be fully rounded, maybe there needs to be a better balance between that growth and democratic space.
Freedom. Yeah. So contrasting views providing a fuller picture.
Right.
And ultimately, the historical view presented in the sources seems to be, well, she's the daughter of the nation builder. She survived incredible loss.
Rose through just immense adversity.
And completely reshaped her country's future, for better or worse, depending on who you ask. Her influence is undeniable.
Absolutely.
So thinking about her journey, this extraordinary personal story, tragedy, resilience, then leading a nation through such huge changes, such rapid development, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? What can we learn from that about leadership, especially long-term leadership, powerful leadership, facing down adversity? What are the costs? What are the triumphs?
It's a deep question.
Yeah. Something to think about, definitely. And hopefully it encourages you, the listener, to keep exploring these complex figures and their stories.